Assalamu alaikum my friends, welcome to my channel Learn Arabic with Shazia. This is the lesson from Madina book 1, lesson number 5. And first of all, I would like to tell you that in this lesson you are going to learn specially on mudaaf ilaihi construction. The word mudaaf ilaihi comes from the addition. Mudaaf is meaning mudaaf. Mudaaf. Mudaaf comes from the word ba, means to add. So the noun added is called mudaaf. Something is added with something else. Now if this noun, a noun kitab is added to another noun mudaris. So what happens? This is called mudaaf because this noun is being added to another noun, and this another noun is called the mudaaf ilahi. Means this noun is being added to this, to which it is added is called mudaaf ilahi, and the noun which is being added to another noun is called mudaaf, means it is being added. So mudaaf wa mudaaf ilahi. So this lesson is actually about all this mudaaf ilahi construction, and the whole conversation is built on this construction, and the lesson and the exercises you will find in this lesson. It's a really nice exercise. If you follow the rules, you will get inshallah the rules of mudaaf ilahi. So I have explained about the word, the meaning of mudaaf ilahi. So first I would like to tell you about the rules of mudaaf ilahi before starting this conversation. So let's get with the rules of mudaaf ilahi. So let's see the first construction in mudaaf ilahi, and it's a marifa construction. As you should know, in mudaaf ilahi construction there are three types of constructions, and it's not really very confusing. I will explain one by one. First, I would like to explain the most common one is the marifa construction. What is this marifa construction? Marifa means it is definite, and this I call it as a construction of mudaaf ilahi, because how will you know that this is a marifa construction? Uh, from seeing the lam at tarif in the second noun. The first noun is kitab and the second noun is al-mudarris. If you see the lam at-tarif in the second noun, know that this is a marifa construction. And as you see here, the mudaf kitab is the mudaf and al-mudarris is the mudaf ilahi, because this noun is attaching, or it is now being attached with this noun. So it is a kind of, like the carriage of a train. It pulls, the engine pulls the other carriage of the train. So it's like that. This is the engine and it pulls this the other carriage of the train. And this kitab is the mudaf. It is the noun that is being attached to mudarris. So the actually the meaning of this whole construction is the book of the teacher. When you translate this mudaf ilahi, you will translate as the book. Even though you don't see an al over here, you have to translate it as the book. Why? The first question is why? Because as soon as this noun is attached, with a marifa noun, this noun, the first noun, also becomes definite or marifa. That's why when you translate as the book, not a book. A book is totally wrong. And that's why it is called a marifa construction. The book, and in between you will put the of relation. Of whose? Book of whose? The teacher. As you see, this noun is already marifa, the teacher. The book of the teacher. So this is the translation of the mudaf ilahi, kitabul. And how will you read it? Kitabul. The dhamma goes and attaches with the sukoon of the lam, with the lam tarif. Kitabul mudarrisi. So let's go first to the some points about mudaf ilahi. The rules for mudaf ilahi here is, the first rule is it consists of two nouns. Now you know that it has two nouns, the first and the second. Secondly, sometimes there are three and rarely four nouns. So sometimes you will see, now here you see one and two nouns. Sometimes you will see another noun attached with it. It also plays the role of a mudaf ilahi. We will see to it later. And sometimes rarely comes four nouns, but there are. And thirdly, it explains the of relation, as I told you here. Whose book? Of relation. It always explains the of relation and between the two nouns. And fourthly, this construction is a marifa construction because you see a lam tarif in the second noun here. As you can see here, lam tarif in the second noun. And what are the rules for mudaf? Let's see what are the rules for mudaf. So first I would like to clear all the drawings. Now you can see the rule for mudaf. What are the rules here? So the first rule is the first noun will always have a single haraka. As you can see, it's a single dhamma, not a double dhamma. Then secondly, the noun is always nakira. You can see it's nakira, but when it is attached with this marifa noun, it becomes marifa. Why I have written here noun is always nakira, that you don't make mistake of putting alamat tarif before kitab. That's why you should always write it without lamat tarif. And thirdly, it will always be without lamat tarif, as I have given you all the rules here. Fourthly, it is fully declinable. Fully declinable means that this first noun will change haraka according to the position. For instance, if I tell you, if I see, if I give you a harf jar before this, min kitab. So what will happen? The action of min or the harf jar will happen on this noun, but not on the second noun. Okay, so that's why if there is a harf jar, then it will get a kasra. It may get a kasra in case of not may, it will get a fatha on mansub case, it will get a kasra in the majroor case, and in the marfu case it will get a dhamma. But always the haraka will be single, as I have already given before the rules here. The haraka will remain single. Fourthly, it is fully declinable, can change haraka in any position, marfu, mansub, majroor. Now, what are the rules for mudaaf ilaihi? What are the rules? The noun will always be marifa, as you can see the lam tarif here, and it will never change its haraka. The kasra here will never change because it is mabni and it will remain in majroor position. It remains in one position, the majroor position. Thirdly, it will always have a kasra. So these are the rules for mudaf and mudaf ilahi and the marifa construction. The rules are these here, as you can see the rules here. The rules of mudaf ilahi and the rules of mudaf and rules of mudaf ilahi, the second noun. Another important point, as I told you, there are other nouns also, as we did here for the marifa construction, that which is definite construction. But now here I will show you an example of a nakira construction of mudaaf ilay. What can you see here? What is the difference between marifa and nakira? Can you see any difference in kitab and mudarris? Yes, there is a big difference. What is the difference here? The difference is you cannot see a lam at-tarif here in mudarris in the second noun. The first noun is the same. The second noun doesn't have lam at-tarif. It doesn't have a lam at-tarif. So this is how you will recognize that this is a nakira construction. And the other point, what is the other point? The first point is it will not have a lam at tarif. The first point. The second important point is it will have a tanween kasratain. As you can see here, tanween kasratain. Why it will have a tanween kasratain? Because it is a nakira. And in case of marifa, there was only one single kasra. But here, since it is a nakira construction, in mudaaf ilaihi, you will see a tanween kasratain. And for the first noun, mudaaf, it's all the same. The same rule will follow here. Then there is another example of a triple construction as I have named it. And why I have named it as triple construction? Because it involves 1, 2, and 3 nouns. So here the rule for mudaf will be the same. As you can see, a single haraka. And now this is a marifa construction. How? You will see the lam at-tarif. Yes. And I'm sorry, I have done a mistake here. There will be no alif lam at-tarif here. I'm sorry. There will be no lam at-tarif in the middle noun. This is the middle noun and it will not have a lam at-tarif. So the most important point is the middle noun. I'm not saying as the second noun, but the middle noun will not have a lam at-tarif. And the second point, most important point, even though it doesn't have a lam at-tarif, the haraka will remain single. The haraka or the kasra, I should say the kasra, it remains kasra. I will tell you why it remains kasra. The haraka remains single. Remains single. Third point, it will always be kasra. Why? Why? Because the first and most important point is that I will rub this and then it will be clear for you. The most important point is that this middle noun, mudarris, it plays two roles. Two roles. What are those roles? One as mudaaf ilaihi for kitab, and secondly it plays the role of mudaaf to al-jamia. Okay, so here it's playing two roles. Firstly, it is a mudaaf ilahi to kitab, and secondly, the second role as a mudaaf to jamia. So that's why it cannot carry a double haraka or the tanween, or if you say that why isn't carrying a lam tarif. If it would have carried lam tarif, then both of them would look like what? Sifa and mausuf. So that's why the lam is not given to the middle noun. This is very important point. Please make a note of it. Why the middle noun is not given an alif and lam. If it would have been an alif and lam here, these two will look like mausuf and sifa. So that's why the middle noun does not carry alif and lam. And it carries only single haraka because it plays the role of mudaf ilahi, and it will always be a kasra. And the last noun is a mudaf ilahi to what? To mudarris. So in this case, the translation will be, the translation for this will be the book, because you can see the lam tarif, it is a marifa construction. So the book of the teacher of the university. So this is how you will translate. Of relation, you will give the of relation. And now this is the example of nakira. Nakira triple construction, the same rule applies. The last noun does not carry an al, and the haraka is tanween. So from this you will know that it is a nakira triple construction. And let me clear all the drawings here. And now most important point here you will see is, in case of Jama Muzakkar Salim, the Waw al Jama, this Waw and the extra Noon is dropped. What happens here? When you are making a Mudaf Ilahi, Mudaf, this is Mudaf and this is Mudaf Ilahi. So what happens when your Mudaf is a Jama Muzakkar Salim, Mudarrisun? What happens? What happens? The not the wow doesn't drops, the extra noon drops only. I'm so sorry, please make a note of it. It's a mistake here. Only the extra noon is dropped here. The extra noon is dropped from mudarrisuna. The noon drops, and then mudarrisu joins with the mudaf ilahi, and all the rules will be the same. Now one may ask, what about the position marfu, mansub and majroor? The same rule will apply as you apply the rule of jama muzakkar salim. In marfu case, you know it by the wow, and in mansub you know it by the ya. So if it is mudarrisin, mudarrisin, what happens? The noon drops, and what remains? Mudarrisi with the ya. Mudarrisi al madrasati. The noon will be dropped in this case, and seeing the ya, you will know that it is either a mansub or a majroor case. So this was the most important points for the mudaf ilahi. You can make a note of it. It's really important. If you want to understand this lesson, you need to understand all these rules perfectly well. So now let's start with the lesson. I hope you have understood all the rules for the mudaf ilahi, and now you see here. Let's start the conversation. Sa'idun akitabu Muhammadin. Now you see this is the Hamzatul Istifham questioning tool. Akitabu, the first noun single haraka, Muhammadin. Seeing the tanween, what do you know? This is a nakira construction, mudaf ilayh. Haza, ya Yasir. Now there is another rule for ismal ishara. What is the rule when ismal ishara comes when a mudaf ilahi is there? Know that and keep in mind. Very, very important rule is that whenever ismal ishara comes, number one, what happens? The ismal ishara, if you want to say, is this book, for example, if you want to say, is this book of Muhammad? Okay, first you need to understand the sentence. Is this book? Now this or the ismal ishara hadha is for the book, not for Muhammad. So one may ask why it is written here after the construction. You can see as here, after the mudaf ilahi construction, the hadha is written at the end. Why? One may ask, why is it written at the end? Why not here? Ahadha kitabu Muhammadin. No, it cannot be written. It is a rule. Whenever Ismal Ishara comes for whom? For Mudaf. Know that the Ismal Ishara will always be written after the Idafa construction. Idafa construction means the Mudaf ilayhi construction. It is a rule. Keep in mind, always very important. The second rule is, if the ismal ishara comes for mudaf ilahi, for example, is the book. Now pay attention, the translation has been changed. Is the book of this Muhammad. Now the ismal ishara is coming for the mudaf ilahi, right? So what is the rule? This is mudaf, book is mudaf. So what is the rule when the ismal ishara is coming for mudaf ilahi? Very, very important rule. The ismal ishara is written in between, before the mudaf ilahi. So you can either memorize it both ways. It's written, sorry, it's written in between the mudaf and mudaf ilaihi. Okay, for example, kitabu, I'll take the same example, hada Muhammad. Okay, Muhammadin, and the rules for the tanween and the haraka will be the same. It's just that from it will be written in between, before the mudaf ilahi. Okay, for because it is for mudaf ilahi. Only if ismal ishara comes for mudaf, it's written after the construction, just like here. After, it should be here, but it's a rule. Okay, why? Now, second important point, one may ask, you might be thinking, wondering, why is it so? Why they have made such rule? Why is it written after? Because we know the rule for hadha. Whenever ismal ishara comes for hadha, it always comes with marifa noun, with the lamat tarif. Hadhal kitabu. So for now, you should understand, whenever Ismail Ishara comes, it comes with Lamat Tarif, and this together is one noun, this book. And in Idafa construction, the first noun Mudaf cannot have an al. So that's why Haza is not written before Kitab. It is written after the Idafa. So this is one of the major reasons why Haza does not come before the Kitab. So please make a note of this. It's very, very important rules for Mudaf and Mudaf Ilai and Ismal Ishara. Yasirun la hadha kitabu Muhammadin. هذا كتاب محمد. أين كتاب محمد؟ هو على المكتب هناك. هو على المكتب حرف جر with kasra. هناك means there. It is the اسم الإشارة for بعيد, far away things. هناك. And not هناك, sorry. It's هناك, yes, اسم الإشارة for بعيد. How do you know? This is kaf lil ba'id. When there is a kaf lil ba'id, know that it is an اسم الإشارة for far away things. And what is for اسم الإشارة for things for قريب? It's هنا. هنا only. Aina daftaru Ammar means notebook. Where is the notebook of Ammar? Ammar itself is a name and it is a marifa. But since it is an Arabic name, it's carrying a tanween kasratain and it's a mudaaf ilaihi. So itself, it is a marifa construction. Never make a mistake. Whenever it is with names, know that it is a marifa construction. Now Yasir says Huwa ala maktabil. Due to this harf jar, I told you mudaf will change its haraka. Ala maktabil mudarrisi, on the table of the teacher. Now Saeed says Qalamu man hadha. Qalamu man hadha ya Ali. Now this is the way of asking question. You should know, and there is an exercise in this lesson. We will do it later. So let me first see the rest of the lessons. Okay. So Ali says هذا قلم المدرس. This is the pen of the teacher. هذا قلم المدرس. Now here it has been given like this, but the rule is the هذا is put afterwards. It's the lesson does not carry the rules for hadha, and that's why they have not mentioned any rules or any exercise on this rules of ismal ishara. So that's why they didn't want to confuse the students with hadha coming after the mudaf ilayhi construction and all. But I have given you this extra information on ismal ishara. Inshallah, I'll be doing all the grammar rules one by one. So I'll be doing the rules of ismul ishara. Inshallah, you can check my coming videos. Said, Aina haqibatu al-mudarrisi. Where is the bag of the teacher? Ali said, here. Why here? Because this is feminine noun. Here tahta al-maktabi. Now this is also a mudaf ilayhi construction. Why it is a mudaf ilayhi construction? Because if you remember the rules, for the zarf, after the zarf, the noun that comes is in majroor case, and it is a mudaf ilahi position after the zarf. This is the grammar rule for the zarf. That's why this whole thing is a idafa construction. Tahta, under the table, and in this case the tahta is a zarf, so it will always be mabni on fatha. It will not change haraka. Now, Ajibanil Asilatil Atiya. Let's do the questions first. Ajibanil Asilatil Atiya. The first question is Aina Kitab Muhammad. Where is the book of Muhammad? Let's see. I don't remember where is the book of Muhammad. Aina book Kitabu Muhammadin. Huwa ala al-maktabi. So you will say Huwa ala al-maktabi. Aina kitab Ammar. So Aina daftaru. Daftaru is notebook. Aina daftaru Ammarin. Huwa ala al-maktabil mudarrisi. Why Huwa is used? Because daftar is a male noun. Okay. And Aina haqibatul mudarrisi. It's tahta al-maktabi. So you will say Hiya tahta al-maktabi. And the second question is adif means add. Adif is the command to add al kalima, the word. Awwal means the first kalima to the second. There are two nouns and you have to add this to this noun following all the rules of mudaaf ilaihi. So let's see. Kitabun and Muhammadun. What they have done here? The tanween of Kitabun is gone and it takes a single dhamma. Why? Because mudaf can only have one haraka. And Muhammadin is a noun and it is Arabic name and that's why it is in tanween kasratain. But we know that all the names are marifa. So that's why this is a marifa construction. So qalamun hamidun. So it will be qalamun hamidun. Sorry, hamidun. And baitu abbasin. So all will be with kasratain. All will be kasratain. Why? Because these are all Arabic names. If you see a tanween, know that it's an Arabic name. Sa'idun, ghurfatu aliyin, daftaru sa'idin, mendilu yasirin, qamisu ammarin, and maktabu al-mudarrisi. This is also marifa because of the lam at-tarif here. And why they don't have al? Because you know all the names are marifa. So this is also an important point here. They are explaining in this exercise. Miftahun means kitab. Mindil is handkerchief. Qamis is shirt. So miftah is key and miftahu al bayti. Okay. Dukkan shop. Dukkanu at-tajiri. Baitu al-muhandisi. Ismu al-waladi. Kitabullahi. I'm reading why? Because I want to be clear with the dhamma. Ismu al-waladi. That's why I'm reading like that. But you should read Arabic as Ismul waladi. Baitul muhandisi. Kitabullahi. Bintu al-tabibi. So let's see. Then Sariru Khalidin Miftahu as-Sayyarati. Now the third question is Iqra wa uktub means read and write with putting all the harakas on the last letter. So these are all mudaf ilayhi, need to write all the harakas. So let's do it. Babu, if there is no any tool or amil or harf jar here, nothing, then know that the noun is in marfu case. Babu al madrasati. Door of the school. Himaru ar-rajuli. So this is the donkey of the man. Baitu hamidin. It's a proper noun. Sayyaratul mudiri. Mendilu ammarin. Ismu talibi. Baitullahi. Fi kitab. Now there is an amil here. Fi harf jar. Amil means the thing that comes or the tool that comes before a noun that has an effect on that noun. So in this case, the amil is a harf jar. So it brings a change in this noun, gives a kasra. Fi kitabillahi. Min. Now here is an amil, harf jar, brings a change. Min baytil mudarrisi ala maktabil mudiri. Iqra. Aina baytul mudarrisi. Why did I put the haraka dhamma here? Why dhamma, not fatha, not kasra? Because aina is a questioning tool and this does not bring any change to the coming noun. So that's why the bayt has it will be in marfu case and mudarrisi in majrur because it's mudaaf ilaihi. Huwa ba'idun means it is far away. Al-Qur'anu It's marfu kitabullahi. Why did I put the haraka here? Because it's a jumla ismiya. You know the rule of jumla ismiya is mubtada means the first starting noun of the sentence and plus khabar. So in this case, what is khabar? Kitabullahi. Now, mudaaf ilaihi, the most important point that I just forgot to give you is mudaaf ilaihi with two nouns. Okay. Let me get a bright color. Mudaaf ilahi with two nouns, when they come together in a construction of an idafa, it is considered to be single noun, one word. Single noun, one word, or you can say a compound word made of two things. Okay, compound word. Okay, you will not consider it as two nouns. So this together is considered as a compound word, one word. So it's considered as a khabar for Quran. And we know that both mubtada and khabar is in marfu case. Okay, both will have a dhamma. These are all the rules I'm explaining for the Arab. Now, and for the khabar, it also has dhamma. So where will you change the haraka? On Allah? On Ismul Jalala? Allah? No, it's in the Ismul Jalala. We don't say Allah, but we say the name of Allah as Ismul Jalala. When you do the Arab, you never say Allah, the noun Allah. No, you say Ismul Jalala. Always refer it as Ismul Jalala. So Ismul Jalala will have a kasra. Why? Because it is in the position of mudaf ilayhi. And kitab is in the mudaf, and the rule for mudaf is it can change harakas. So you will put the haraka of khabar on kitab. That's why I put dhamma, single dhamma on kitab, and no changes on Allah. So this is the rule, very important rule. You should make a note of it. So let's see. Okay, there are more examples here. So I will explain everything. Al-Kaabatu Baytullahi. Same, the same rule. Al-Kaabatu Baytullahi. This is mudaf. Okay. I'm so sorry. This is mubtada. Okay. And these two are mudaf idafa construction and its khabar. Okay. Mudaf, mubtada and khabar. So they both will have a dhamma, and by two will always have a dhamma. So al-Kaabata, what is the information coming for Kaaba? It is Baytullahi, the house of Allah. Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallama. Okay, this is the dua for Rasulullah. So Rasulullahi. Now I'm explaining the Arab here. Muhammadun, this is also Jumla Ismiya. It is Mubtada having a Dhamma. Now this is a dua. This is actually a dua. And this dua is what? This dua is verbal sentence. It is Jumla Failure. This is the fail. Sallallahu fail plus file. File will always have a dhamma. Alayhi harf jar wa harf ats wa sallam. This is also fail. And the file is hidden in it. Okay. Sallama. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay. Sallam means to pray. And salam is to send the salam. Okay. And Rasulullah, this is an idafa, and this whole thing is khabar. So mubtada and khabar. Dhamma, dhamma. This is extra in between. You need not to see that what is the position of this in jumla ismiya. It is a dua, and this itself is a jumla failure in itself. Kharaja, what kind of jumla is this? Jumla failure. Why? Because fail. If fail comes, what comes next? File. Now these are the formulas I always follow, and you will never make a mistake whenever you do the error. Fail plus file. Just after the fail will come the file, and after the file comes the maful bihi. But it's not always that you will find a maful bihi, but after the file is the place for maful bihi. Min ghurfatil mudiri, because of the amil harf jar, you have a kasra here, and this is the jumla failure. هذا, now هذا بيت حامد, this is the idafa. وذلك بيت Khalidin. What is the rule for atf? Harf atf comes if jumla ismiya is before it, then after it will also be jumla ismiya. Okay. Ibnu Ammarin Talibun. Now I told you before that Ibnu Ammarin and idafa is taken as one word, so this both is a mubtada. Talibun is khabar for mubtada, that Ibn Ammarin is a student. Wa atf came, so after atf will follow jumla ismiya. Ibnu Yasirin mubtada and Tajirin uh, is Tajirun is khabar. Okay. Baitul Mudarrisi is mubtada and Ba'idun is khabar. Wa after waw atf is the same jumla ismiya. Baitu tajiri qaribun. This is khabar. Okay, this is the mubtada and this is the khabar. Hadha miftahul sayyarati. This is miftahul sayyarati is khabar in this case. This both is khabar, and haza is in the place of mubtada here. Okay. So in this case, Ismal Ishara is in the place of Mubtada. Yes, Ismal Isharas and questioning tools will come in the place of Mubtada, and they will be in the position of Marfu. Even though they are Mabni, they will not have a Dhamma or anything above it, because they are built in this structure, and they are Mabni, they will not change. See, you can see in the place of mubtada, questioning tool is coming aina, and they are mabni built on fatha. It will not change, and you cannot put a dhamma over it because it is in the place of mubtada. They are mabni. Miftahul baiti. This is in the place of khabar. That's why khabar will have a dhamma. That's why I put a dhamma on miftah. Man anta, ya waladu. Man anta ya waladu. Ana ibnu Abbasin. So this is mubtada and this is khabar. And wa ibnu man huwa, and the boy, who is he? Huwa ibnu Khalidin. So in this case you will see that huwa is mubtada, ibnu Khalidin is khabar. So aina masjidu rasul. Now aina masjidu rasulillahi. This is a very good example of triple construction, and I have explained the rules for the triple idafa construction. The first will be, this is mubtada, this is in the place of khabar. So masjidu. Now you can imagine these are the carriage, and lafzul jalala is the engine pulling these two nouns. Masjidu is having a dhamma because it is a khabar position. Masjidu, whose masjid? Masjidu Rasulullah. So what will be the haraka in lam? It will be kasra. And why it will be a single kasra? Because it's playing two roles. Mudaaf ilaihi for masjid and a mudaaf for lafzul jalala. So it will never carry an al. If it will carry an al, then the lafzul jalala will be a sifa for Rasul. So we don't want to make that, and it is an idafa construction. So we will not put an al here, and but it will have a single haraka here, kasra. Now this is the dua, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Huwa fil madinati al munawwarati. See, al and al. If both would have al, then it will become mausuf sifa. Bintu Hamidin, this is Muqtada, both of them. Fil madrasati wa bintu Muhammadin fil jamiati, university. Ismul mudarrisi Sa'idun, this is Khabar, and this both are Muqtada. Wa ismul muhandisi, engineer Khalidun, this is Khabar, and this both are Muqtada. Amma at-talibu ghaniyun. Sorry, ammu. This is means uncle. Ammu. This is mubtada. Ammu talib B. Okay. Ghaniyun. This is khabar. And babul masjidi maftuhun means open. Comes from the verb fataha. Fataha. Wababul madrasati mughlaqun comes from ghalaqa means closed. Mughlaqun closed. So the thing which is closed is mughlaq. The thing which is open is maftuhan. So let's see the next one. Khal means the maternal uncle. Khal, it will have a dhamma. Khalu Hamidin fakirun, poor. This is khabar and this is mubtada. Sayyaratu Abbasin fi sha'ari. So this is mubtada, and this fish shayarati together is in the place of khabar. Mubtada. So one may ask why this is harf jar. It cannot be khabar, but in Arab, khabar can come in the, like in a word, in a sentence, in a shibu jumla. Shibu jumla means those sentences which have which starts with a harf jar or a zarf. So those are called shibu jumla. Two types of shibu jumla are there. With a harf jar and with a zarf. And shibu jumla means, if one may not know what is shibu jumla, I'll explain you. Shibhu jumla means this shibh means like a. Shibh means it looks like. Okay. Shibh jumla means that this half sentence this half sentence, it looks like a jumla, but it is not. Why? Because it is half. It does not give you the full information. If you say Sayyaratu Abbasin fi share, then it gives you the full meaning of a sentence. But if you hide this and just read fi share, what is the meaning? It's a half information. So it looks like a jumla, but it is not a full jumla. That's why its name is shib. It looks like a jumla, but it is not. It's a half sentence, gives you half information. So this is called shib jumla. And khabar can come as a shib jumla, or a word, single word, or in a full sentence. Full sentence like jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya. So these are all informations on Arab. I will be doing the videos on the single topic like Jama Muzakkar Salim, Jama Muannas Salim, or Ismail Isharas, and also inshallah I'll be uploading soon. Ibnu man anta. Ibnu man anta. The boy, who are you? Ana ibnul mudarrisi. Aina al kalb. Where is the dog? Huwa tahta sayyarati. This is the shibu jumla of zarf. Second type of shibu jumla with zarf. So this is tahta sayyarati. Kawin is question number 5. Kawin is to make. Okay, jumlatan mufidatun, suitable. Make suitable sentences. Kawin, make. Be mal'in means by filling the farag, blank spaces. Okay, fill in the blanks. Fimayali, that is following. Dash baiti mughlaqun. Now, any noun that you are going to fill here, know that it will be in the place of mudaf. How? You see the haraka. This noun is having a kasra. So obviously any noun that you will put here will be a mudaf. And a mudaf will have what haraka? Since there is nothing here, harf jar or anything, so it will have a dhamma. So what will be the noun here? Any noun you can choose. Dash al baiti mughlaqun. So you can say the uh, any noun you can say. The noun, which noun can I take here? I cannot think of any noun. غرفة. Okay, غرفة, and it will have a single dhamma because it's a mubtada. غرفة البيت, the room of the house is closed. مغلق. أين dash سيارتي. أين سيارتي. So what will be أين the مفتاح السيارة. محمد رسول الله. Then dash الطبيب بعيد. بيت. Since all are the here mudaf and it's in mubtada, so it will be marfu. Baytul tabibi ba'idun. Qur'anu is mubtada. Now kitabu is in the place of khabar, so it will have a dhamma. Al-Qur'anu kitabullahi, and this lafzul jalala is in the place of mudaf ilaihi. Khadijatu Ummu Hamidin. Anything you can say, Ukhtu Hamidin or Ammatu Hamidin, anything you can write, but I've written Ummu Hamidin. Ana Talibu. Ana is Mubtada, so Talibu is Khabar. Mudarrisi. Now dash Talibi Maksurun. Qalamu, what can be broken? Qalamu talibi maksurun. Maksur means broken. Comes from the verb kasara, means he broke. Maksurun, the thing which is broken, because this is ismun file made from the verb. Everything is made from the verb. Goes back to the verb, past tense verb. Babu al masjidi. خرج المدرس فعل plus فاعل من حرف جر المدير dash من مكتب مديري. So ba will have a kasra because of harf jar. مكتب المدير. Now the next question is صحيح التركيبات التالية. Now you need to correct, and these are all mudaf ilahis. You need to correct it. Al-qalam wa talib. If there is an al, that means talib is sifa for qalam. So it can talib be a sifa for qalam? No. So you need to correct this. So how will you correct it? So the mudaf, what is the rule for mudaf? Mudaf cannot have an al. So you will write qalamu. Since there is nothing before this noun, so you will put a dhamma. At-talibi. Okay. Ba will have a kasra. Bintu Hamidun. There is no sense. So we will write Bintu Hamidin because this is mudaaf ilaihi. Then ismu walada. What's wrong here? The mudaaf ilaihi will always be in majroor case. Babu sayyara. You will write Babu is correct. As-sayyarati. Okay. Mudaaf ilaihi in majroor. Rasulullahi. And there will be no al. Rasulullahi. Ibnun, can a mudaf have a tanween? No, it cannot. Should be single. Haraka mudarrisi. Majroor case. Muhammadun. Now, in from question number 7, you will learn the rules of harf nida. Harf nida means the calling particle. And Arabic you write harf nida. Okay, harf nida, the calling particle. So when what is harf nida here? The ya with an elif. What is the rule for harf nida? Whenever you put a harf nida before a noun, if it's an Arabic noun like Muhammadun, it has a tanween, so it will change to single dhamma. Like in ustazun, any noun that comes after harf nida, it will take just single haraka. Why? One may ask, why is it so? Ya is considered just like lamat tarif. When you put a lamat tarif before a noun, it becomes marifa, definite, and it takes single haraka. It's the same. The rule is the same with harf nida ya. Now Khalidun, ya Khalidu. You can see the single haraka. Waladun, ya waladu. But there is another thing. What about when the name is in mudaaf ilahi? Like for example, the best example is Abu Bakarin. Hmm? Bakarin. So if this name comes with the harf nida ya, what changes will it bring? Any guesses? Yes, simple. Apply the rule of mudaf ilayhi. If this comes, then what will you do? Remove the haraka and put a fatha. What happens whenever whenever a mudaf ilahi name comes? This is mudaf and this is mudaf ilahi. So whenever ya comes and it's in mudaf ilahi, so the mudaf will change to fatha. Now since this is from asmaul khamsa, what happens? What is the rule of asmaul khamsa? They will change the letter also. So with the fatha, it will come with an elif aba, because waw cannot come with fatha. So the waw will be changed to fatha. Aba Bakarin. And another example, this was example for Asmaul Khamsa. Another example is Abdullahi. I'm sorry. Abdullahi. Okay. What happens? So with the ya harf nida, it will change to Abdal Fatha. Allahi. Okay. So this is the difference. When the ya comes, it changes to this fatha. Okay. When there is single name, it will have a dhamma, and when the mudaf ilahi comes, in case of asmaul khamsa, it will change to a waw, changes into elif, because the letter ba, when it comes with fatha, it cannot be with a waw. It should change to elif. So this is the rule for asmaul khamsa. And if it's a normal name, then only a fatha, ya Abdullahi. These are all the rules for harf nida. اقرأ واكتب. مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات you need to put the harakas and read and write. يا علي، يا عباس. شيخ, is there any عامل or any harf nida? No, so you will write a tanween. يا شيخ, the moment the harf nida comes, يا شيخ. يا رجل، ياسر, no harf nida. يا عمار، دكتور، no harf nida. يا دكتور. So these are the rules. اقرأ المثال and read the examples and ثم كون means you need to make the questions. أسئلة, أسئلة is the plural of سؤال. مثل مشيرا means given here the pictures إلى صورة التالية. So كتاب من هذا? See the picture and make the question. So let's do this. So in this case what you will write? قلم من هذا؟ okay. قميص من هذا? These are all male, so هذا is used. بيت من هذا؟ سرير، سرير من هذا؟ okay. And here بيت من هذا. So the difference is, see here there is a single dhamma. Why it is a single dhamma? This is very important to know why there is single dhamma here. Because the here it's coming as a kitabu man hadha, as a mudaaf ilaihi, I think. That's why it is a single dhamma here. So this is how you make a question here. And then ismun, ismu waladi. Now here they have given some examples. Let's see what are the examples here. Ismu al-baladi Muhammadun. So this is mubtada and this is khabar. Wa atf. Ismul binti Zainab Bu. Now what is the difference here? The name of male can carry a tanween if it's Arabic. And Arabic feminine names cannot carry a tanween. So this is an important rule here about the male and female Arabic names. Ismul mudarrisi Hamidun. Ma ismul mudiri? Ibnun. Ibnu Khalidin fil madrasati. Ibnu Hamidin fil jamiati. Ibnul mudarrisi fil fasli. Aina ibnul mudiri? Okay. اقرأ ما يلي means read all these examples مراعيا considering قواعد the rules. قاعدة is singular, قواعد is rules. نطق hamzatul wasl means nat means how you pronounce the hamzatul wasl in this case. So let's see how you pronounce this hamzatul wasl here. Hamzatul wasl is known for connecting the sounds. Okay, so let's see the first rule. When it starts the sentence Hamzatul wasl, it is pronounced. So when I mark with a circle, know that it will be pronounced. Ibnu Muhammadin. Now here will it be pronounced? No, because the fi will go and join with lamat tarif. So I'm not marking it. Know that this hamzatul wasl will not be pronounced and the sound will be joined. Ibnu Muhammadin fil Iraqi wab. Now you will go straight from a waw atf to ba sukun. Wabnu Hamidin. In this case, the Hamzatul wasl will not be pronounced. Fil Hindi. Here also, it will go straight to Lam, and this Hamzatul wasl will not be pronounced. Kharaja. Here it will be pronounced. Kharaja ibnu tabibi. It will not be pronounced. Minal. From here it goes straight to Lam. Baiti. Dhahaba ibnul. Okay. Tajiri. And this will not be pronounced. Ilal. This will be pronounced. Ilas suqi. This will be pronounced Ismul Muhandisi Faisalun. Wasmu comes directly here. Wasmul, and it comes directly to Lam. So it won't be pronounced. Tabibi Mas'udun. Masmu. Now this will not be pronounced. It will go straight to Seen with Sukun. In this case, this Alif is also dropped and this Hamzatul is also dropped. Masmul goes straight to Lam Rajuli. Ibnu, it will be pronounced Min Ibnu Man Ant. So it will be pronounced. Ana will be pronounced. Ana, it will be pronounced Ibnul. Now it goes straight to Lam. Okay. Waziri. Now here it is, there are some kalimat al-jadid. Rasul is messenger. Kaaba is Kaaba, the house of Allah. Ism is name, and ism is also noun. Ibn is son. Am is uncle. Khal is maternal uncle. Aqiba bag. Sayyara car. Share street. Mughlaq closed. Tahta under, it's a zarf. Hunak there. And for qarib is huna, here. Now it's the end of the lesson. Sayyaratu al-mudarrisi mudafun, and mudarris is mudaf ilayhi. So they given an example here. Alhamdulillah, we completed this lesson. Inshallah, I'll be back with lesson number 6 shortly. Till then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.